If you're in an end of the year rut, this episode is for you. Today, I'm going to give you some tough love and show you why you're not winning and how to start winning so you can end 2022 with a bang. Welcome to How to Be a Dangerous Woman, a place where we dive deep into breaking down into what makes amazing women just like you think, feel, and perform at levels beyond what you thought was possible. This is a place where women learn what it truly feels like to have it all without guilt, without imposter syndrome, and without overwhelm getting in the way. I'm Dr. Crystal Connor, and together we're going to explore the health, mindsets, and strategies that distinguish the world's top performing women. And you're going to walk away with the exact tools that you need to build and create a life on your own terms. The two reasons why your brain is getting ready to offer you an out of office slip for the rest of this year that you are eagerly anticipating is because number one, your focus is off and you're busy looking around at what other people are doing. And number two, you don't have accountability. So you can hide, not show up, quietly quit, give up on yourself without anyone knowing or holding you to your word. We all do this. So I don't want you feeling bad if this is where you are. This is not the time for you to get in your feelings. You know that we call up here. We do not call out. So take this as a moment to reflect and gain awareness of where you are. If you're spending time looking around you, focusing on what other people are doing, envying their success and progress and making it mean something about you, I want you to catch that. I believe one of the most powerful skills that we can learn is the skill of celebrating others and adopting an I'm next mentality. So can you look at someone who is doing what you want to do and it seems like they're winning? Can you look at them and celebrate the fact that they are winning? Can you be excited and happy for them, or will you allow jealousy, disappointment, or even anger take over? Let me tell you why it's important that you learn and that you lean more towards excitement and happiness. It is absolutely 100% acceptable for you to feel jealous, for you to feel envious, disappointed, or angry. I want you to allow that if it's there. I just don't want you to stay there. I want you to recognize when you are in one of those feelings. The main thought that drives those emotions in this case is probably going to be something like an I should thought. I should be further along. That should be me. I've worked harder, or I've done this longer. I should have worked harder, or I should have tried something different. Some variation of why things should be different. Remember, this is what we call the fight with reality. You aren't further along. It isn't you. You didn't try anything different. And maybe you should or shouldn't have worked harder, but you worked only as much as you did. None of that is debatable, yet your brain will try and engage you in a debate. This is a waste of your time. It's stopping you from focusing on what your next step is. It's keeping you trapped in what your last step should have been when that ship has already sailed. And I want you to think about the actions that you take from jealousy or disappointment or any of those other emotions. I don't know about you, but when I feel jealous, when I'm envious and I'm comparing myself to someone else, I start to move in desperation. I'm just going to be real with y'all. I start trying to frantically try and solve a million problems that aren't even problems. I start trying to do everything all at once. And at the same time, I jump from this to that, desperately trying to figure out how to measure up. And when I'm angry, I'm in my I'll show you energy that we talked about a few weeks back. And that never ends well, operating in that space. So what do? How do you act when you feel this way? And is it helping you move towards your goals in a healthy way? And I say healthy because some of you may be driven by jealousy or anger or revenge, but is it healthy? Does it have you moving and hustling in chaos and negativity? So the opposite of this is to celebrate and to cheer for other people. Let yourself feel all of those things always, but just don't stay there. Make a decision that even though you wish you were already at your goal, you can be happy for someone else who is, because not only does that show you that it's possible, it gives you an opportunity to believe on purpose that you are next in line. You are the next one who's going to reach the goal that you set. You are the next one that's going to have that breakthrough. And let me tell you what happens when you start to think and really believe this. You get after it. You move with faith and belief, a peace and a calmness that is going to quantum leap you towards your goals. When you find yourself comparing, your job is to allow the feelings, look at the thoughts driving them, examine them, question them, and then make a decision for how long you're going to let yourself be ruled by those emotions. Notice the effect they have on you and make a decision on whether or not that is going to serve you or not. The second reason you're not winning, my friend, is because you don't have strong accountability. Accountability and support are two different levels. You may have family and friends that are cheering you on, wishing you well, supporting you, but that is not the same as accountability. Accountability is when you tell the whole story, the full dream, not just the parts of your big goals and dreams that you feel comfortable sharing with your friends and family, that part that you are pretty certain you can achieve. Accountability is when you tell someone the deepest, most hidden dream that terrifies the heck out of you. The dream that you have no idea how you're going to pull it off, but it literally haunts you. You think about it so much. When you tell someone that and they hold you to it, they remind you of why you said you wanted to do it. They don't buy your excuses or allow you to shrink down and try to change your dreams and goals just because it gets tough. Accountability is priceless and it can come from many sources, but when you don't have strong accountability, it can be detrimental. And strong means someone who will actually hold you accountable. Not that one friend who you call your accountability partner, but they have the same weaknesses as you do. It only takes one of you to suggest you fall back into old patterns and habits for both of you to fold. That's not what I'm talking about. This is where coaches and mentors are so powerful. And yes, I'm going to talk about coaches because I have had some of the most powerful coaches hold me accountable, where some of my besties who I know love me and want to see me succeed would have excused me, would have felt sorry for me, would have let me feel sorry for me, and they wouldn't have pushed me. And if investing in this level of accountability scares you, it's even more reason to do it. Because when you're paying someone to hold your feet to the fire, you are way more likely to follow through than when you're expecting your loved ones and your friends to do that. Your coach isn't going to allow the fact that you had a tough day or that you're feeling overwhelmed to be a reason that you should just completely stop working towards your goal. Your coach isn't going to buy your sob story about how everything isn't working and everyone is against you. They just aren't. Can you tell I'm speaking from some experience here? They're going to hold your vision up for you, even when you can't, even when you're scared, when you're worn down, overwhelmed, or ready to shrink down who you are just to get some comfort. Your coach isn't going to let you stay comfortable because a good coach sees you already there. They already see you winning, and they're going to fight tooth and nail to make sure that even when you don't see it, you don't quit. This goes for business and personal goals. This goes for making sure that every area of your life feels purposeful, not always peaceful, not always joyful, and definitely not perfect, but it's a life that you love and that you can handle every part of, no matter what it looks like, no matter what gets thrown at you. This is what I want for all of you, for you to be able to get the full experience of life, to follow your biggest dreams, your purpose. to have a life that you really want to live. Accountability, when you're ready for it, will absolutely be a game changer for you. When you are ready for it, what once would have felt like criticism and somebody hating on you will feel like life-changing information. My coach of many, many, many years tells me absolute truths. They sting, it burns even sometimes. And she always has the nerve to say, can I tell you something? Like she isn't going to tell me anyways. But when she does, you know what I do? I sit up straighter. I listen intently because I know no matter how hard it is to hear, how hard it hurts, it's going to change me. It's going to mature me. It's going to cause my mindset to shift. And I'm always ready to learn and grow to be better than I was yesterday. And don't get me wrong, every session is not like that. There is so much to the coaching relationship. There is support and cheering like you wouldn't believe. But what I love most is the insight into how I can be better. It isn't forced upon me. I don't force it upon my clients. It's presented for consideration. And then I get to decide, and my clients get to decide what to do with that information. So my friends, get someone to hold you accountable. When you do that, you will no longer be able to hide. You will no longer be able to shrink your dreams down to something safe and comfortable when your heart is telling you that you should be going for it all. And don't be afraid to invest money and time into this process. I want you to tell me one thing more valuable than you, your growth, your peace, your mind. Do you know what happens when you expand your mind and you grow? Do you know what happens when you feel peaceful in the middle of life's storms? You heal relationships, you inspire other people, you change not only your life, but the life of those around you. You impact the world, you build wealth, and you give more. You live a life that makes you smile, that fills you with joy. That is what is at stake here. You can exist or you can live fully. You're a dangerous woman. So existing solely isn't even an option for you. I'm so proud of you for starting here, for listening to this podcast each week and doing your work. Some of you are ready for the next step, and that includes having someone to hold you accountable. We have hit our 10K downloads, friends. We are there. We're in it, and we made it in a little more than 9 months and 38 episodes. So I'm going to be doing a few things that can help you get deeper into this work. The first is I'm going to be hosting a virtual class in October. You're going to be able to learn live, ask questions, get coaching, all of that during this class. This class is free. All that is required is that you leave a really glowing, amazing review on the platform that you listen to this show on. And then you let me know either by DMing me or emailing me. And I'll get you the invitation with the link to the class. You do not want to miss this class. So if you do nothing else, do that one step. Secondly, I'm going to be announcing a game-changing group program for a small group of women who are 100% serious about hitting their goals in our 4 areas, which are career, health, relationships, and money. We're going to be working together to set and hit goals with coaching and accountability all along the way to ensure that your 2023 is a game-changing year for you. If you're interested in learning about that when the spots open, and they're going to be only about 10 of those spots, shoot me a DM, email me, or join the waitlist on my website. And all of these links we'll put in the notes of this show. And then finally, I'm expanding the timeline for my one-on-one coaching, because what I've noticed is that my most successful clients have literally changed their lives for the better, meaning they set really big goals and hit them. And then they set other goals and they hit those. And they do that over a period of time when we work together for an extended period of time. They've made tons of money in their businesses. They've improved romantic relationships. They've healed family relationships. So many wins in so many areas. So similar to the group, I'm going to be working with 5 women one-on-one throughout 2023 to create their 10 out of 10 dream life. It's going to be the Dangerous Woman year. And you can either coach with a group or individually. Show up at this class so that you can learn and get a start. Keep listening to this podcast. So If you are even somewhat considering coaching in 2023, I want you to stay tuned. If you're even feeling the slightest urge, I want you to go with it. You're never going to feel 100% ready. And that's the point. Can you push past all of the fears and do something different? Do this for yourself in 2023. Can you make the end of this year and next year really your year? You can, and we'll get there together. And as always, with all that being said, I'm going to continue to coach you through this podcast and in our private Facebook group. We're going to talk a lot more in the next coming months about how to actually deal with negative emotions, a lot about relationships and how to handle when your mindset is on point and the other person's is just not. We're going to talk about how being the bigger person all the time can be exhausting, and what to do to maintain your peace and sanity in those relationships. So feelings, relationships, goals, that's where we're going to continue and do all of our work in all of those different coaching ways. There's no escaping this work. So whatever level you're at, I want you to keep going. And again, I'll leave the links to all of this in the show notes, and you can always reach me on social media or through email if you have any questions. So, all right, my friends, until next time, do your homework. God bless you, and I'll see you next week. If you found today's episode helpful, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and subscribe to this channel so you never miss an episode. And I'd really love to hear how you're doing. You can find me at Dr. Crystal Conner on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. I can't wait to hear what progress you've made. So until next week, see ya.